Hey Run Junkies, it's been a long time, but now that Rundisney races are returning, so too are the digital event guides. If you're new to Rundisney, this is your best place to get all the information you will need for your Rundisney race weekend. So once again, I'm bringing you the breakdown from cover to digital cover. So stick around, we have a lot to go over. The 2020 Wine and Dine event guide just dropped over on the Rundisney website. And since it's been a while since we've seen one of these, I'm going to go through with as much detail as I can on the digital guide itself. Now, in a separate video, I have a virtual walkthrough of all three courses, the 5K, the 10K, and the half marathon, plus the start and finish line areas for those races. So I will leave a link in the description when that is up. Now, a few disclaimers here. I do not work for Rundisney. I'm getting no kickback. I just want to help you get the best out of your experience and kind of have an idea of what you need to know going in. Now, while I cover a lot in these guides, your best bet is for you yourself to check out the event guide, the website, and the return to in-person racing document. Due to the events of the last 2 years, Rundisney events are going to look different in a few ways and probably for a little while. So I would encourage you to adjust your expectations a little bit and just be patient with the process that is going to be in place this time around. Here are a few of the most prominent features that I've noticed going into the 2021 Wine and Dine. Face coverings are required indoors across all Walt Disney World properties, regardless of your vaccination status, including the Expo venues. Please keep checking back to the Rundisney homepage for updates on that. The second thing was to keep people distanced at the race start areas. Runners are going to be organized differently. They're going to be organized in start groups this time. And on your bib, you will get an S and then a number. So the letter S and a number. So S1, S2, and so on. These are going to be indicated on your bibs, and they're the start groups to move runners from the staging area to the start line. I'm going to talk a lot more about that in the course breakdown, but in short, it looks like we won't have the same corral system that we're used to. The third major change is that the event waiver is now available online. Now, this is a big change that I will cover here in a minute. Fourth thing is that there's no cheer squad. There are no kids races for Wine and Dine this year. And there are quite a few other subtle changes, some on the courses, but these are the most important to consider as you plan and get ready for your weekend event. So just be patient and flexible. Now, the best way for me to walk you through the guide is to go to the website. So let's do it. Starting on the Rundisney homepage, you're going to go to events, drop down to Wine and Dine Half Marathon Weekend. And the digital guide is kind of hiding a little bit. So if you either go to Runner Info or Expo, you will find the official digital event guide in the first line of the paragraph. So this is your digital event guide. Yay! In the guide homepage at the top is the health and safety warning. This is the COVID-19 warning. This can be accessed from other areas, and I will get to this in a minute. So scrolling down, we have a welcome letter from Farron Kelly, if you want to read that. All of the event hours, start times, and locations are listed, and each of these links will take you to the appropriate event page. But we're going to scroll back up to the top of the page. The top navigation bar has everything you need from here on out. Now, the Rundisney Events drop-down menu will take you to all of the weekend's events, and I'm going to cover all of this in detail in the course breakdown. So I'm going to skip all of that for this video. The Reminders tab, this is not really miscellaneous information, and it's definitely worth reading through it. The Event Safety tab, you can also click here. If you just click on the reminders on the top navigation bar, it takes you to a separate screen. The Event Safety tab not only has the health and safety information as it relates to face coverings, but also general safety information for the race course. These have been standard for a while, but these will serve as a good reminder if this is one of your first races back. Also, pacing requirements, what's allowed on course and in the start areas, and parking information. You will also find what's available at the medical tents and the weather warning system information. Your race day information, this is where you will check your gear bag and where it's located, how you will check it. You get a clear plastic bag at the Expo. I'm going to talk about that here in a minute. Then you have at the bottom lost and found information, what happens if you lose something, and then the ever important Food and beverage, where you can get snacks and coffee before and after the race. Going back up to post-race information on the reminders tab. All right, post-race. This will tell you where to get your results, how to print your finisher certificates, and where to get your photos. Read through this, but this information has historically, especially the race photos information, has been printed on the back of your bed, so you should be able to find it fairly quickly post-race. Going back up to spectators. As I said, there's no cheer squad this year, and spectators are to go to the start and finish lines to see their runners. The courses are not open to the general public for cheering, so you can't just go out to the middle of nowhere and cheer at like mile 7 or whatever. You can track your runner by clicking through this button here, which will take you to a separate site. This information, as of this recording, was not yet available, so check back. You can enter your runner's name and add them to the tracking list. You can track multiple runners at a time. On this page, you will also find some tips on cheering your runner on, like what kind of signs to make and so on. Also, start times, where to go if you are a spectator, and where you need to be, especially the transportation information. If you are running, I would recommend sharing this page with your support crew. All right, let's move on to waivers because I want to spend a little bit of time here. This is different, new this year. Event waivers will be in your Rundisney account. Log in, and on your dashboard is the important reminders. This will be available soon, so I would check back regularly. Follow the instructions here on this page. Once you have e-signed your waiver, you can download it or email it to yourself. Then on November 1st, you will need to go back to your Rundisney account for your Expo check-in pass. This is what's different. You don't need your waiver, but you do need this pass, your photo ID, and your photo ID. I would also recommend bringing a printed copy of your waiver anyway, because this is a new system, folks. Expect some snags on this. Last one on the reminders tab. That is the community impact. I'm not going to spend a lot of time here, but I love that they have included this. Just some good reminders as we come back to racing. Just remember the impact you have on the environment and the community. So just do your part to take care of the people and the race course. All right, so that leads us to transportation, the ever important transportation. Event transportation will run between resort hotels, including Shades of Green and the Swan and Dolphin resorts, and the Health and Fitness Expo at ESPN Wide World of Sports to all the start lines and back from all the finish lines. Bus schedules are listed here, and they're pretty accurate from my experience. You might also find a sandwich board in your resort lobby detailing the same information, so check for that when you arrive for any updates or changes. Now, a couple of notes about the bus service. Buses are usually out front of every resort hotel well before the times that are listed here. It's been my experience that they will allow people on the bus, fill it up, and then send it off as soon as it's full, even if it's ahead of the actual time that's listed here. Remember, masks will be required on the buses, and it's possible that they will hold people off the bus until they can fill it quickly. Just be flexible and patient with the event staff and drivers. Lastly, 5K and 10K transportation starts running at 3 a.m., okay? Right here. And the half marathon starts running at 2:30 a.m. Now for the 10K and the half marathon, please note if you are using your own transportation, you must park at Epcot and then take a bus to Magic Kingdom to the start lines up there. So you do have to park at Epcot first. You can't park at Magic Kingdom. Now on to the Expo tab. This is probably the biggest event of the weekend, and there is a lot going on. My biggest tip is to have a plan going into the Expo, like a mission. Event transportation is going to take you in between. I'm going to zoom in here. Event transportation is going to take you between the resorts and ESPN Wide World of Sports. You will be visiting at least 2 of these venues no matter what, but probably all 3 if you want the merchandise. So I'm going to show you in the order in which I would tackle the Expo. Remember, face coverings will be required in all of these venues. Now, this map right here shows you where all the 3 buildings are. Transportation will drop you off kind of right over here, just off of the map and this is building A. This is the Advent Health Arena. Now, this is where your Run Disney merchandise store is located, and if you've pre-purchased anything, you will pick that up here. So let's go in here. Wait a minute. So let me show you what that looks like. So this is the Advent Health Arena. You're going to come in from the buses here. Then you will kind of go around the outside of the building to come in right here. There are photo ops along the outside. These may look a little different. This is Photo Pass. Might look a little different than it has in the past, but then you will come into the official Run Disney merchandise store here. If you pre-purchased items, you will pick those up here. Also, if you are Platinum Club Run Disney member, you're going to go upstairs. This is where you will get your t-shirt and your bib. So from here on out, this is one-stop shop. If you want to visit the other buildings, you can, but you don't have to. All right, once you have done your shopping, your next up is the HP Fieldhouse. Now, this is building C, and here there's a reason for this. Your race bib pickup is here. This is important. You can't do anything else until you get your bib. So let's go to the HP Fieldhouse. You actually need to go here with your Expo check-in pass and photo ID to get your bibs. I really hate that they used green on black here. This is like the worst map ever. Individual 5K bibs are here. Individual 10K bibs are here. And the half marathon is here. 2-course challenge right here. You can pick up your waiver if you still need to do anything around your waiver. You can do that here. Runner relations is basically your runner's customer service. So if there's a problem with your bib or anything else, please check in with them. Once you picked up your bibs, you are done in the HP Fieldhouse. Let's move on to the Visa Athletic Center. And it's pretty simple, but basically you come in on one side, you're going to go down the stairs on the one side, you will pass all of the exhibitors. And this is where you'll find Fit to Run, Sparkle Athletic, Raw Threads, OtterBox, any of the sponsors. That's all going to be in here. You're going to go past all of them to pick up your shirts. Your 5K and 10K race shirt pickup is here. Your half marathon and challenge shirts are here. So if you are doing the challenge, you just have one-stop shop. You don't have to go over to pick your 10K t-shirt up here. Now, one quick thing. Run Disney has changed shirt vendors a couple of times just in the last couple of years alone. So please make sure your shirts fit. If they do not fit, before you even leave the building, go to the shirt exchange. You can change out your sizes. There's no guarantee they're going to be able to do so because if they run out of sizes, then that's kind of it. It's important to visit the Expo early to make sure that those t-shirts fit. Then you can spend some time in the exhibitors area or exit, and that is it for the Expo. One quick thing about the exhibitors, it's been a couple of years since they've been able to do live events, and this is where they kind of make a lot of their money and how they stay afloat. So I would strongly encourage you to spend some time and spend some money on the exhibitors if you can. Other items on this page are a breakdown of the pre-purchase commemorative options, your potential list of said vendors down here, and your virtual goodie bag. There are a lot of fun details in here, so take some time and take advantage of the virtual goodie bag. There is one more tab here, and it's called Maps, and I can't stand the Google Maps layout here. So I'm going to go into the course maps later. You can get the whole thing here if you click on the full screen piece here. You can deselect certain things so you can see what is available. So right now, like this is the half marathon course. Deselect it, go to the 10K course, deselect that, go to the 5K course. Those are the three things that are on here. This is fine. However, you can, if you just hang out and wait until I get the course maps up, I will go through all of those in the next video. But that is the event guide run through. Oh my gosh, there is so much here, and no matter how deep I get into these guides, your best course of action is to dig into it yourself, get as much information as you can. Course map breakdowns are in a separate video, as I keep saying, and that's coming up the day after this video drops, so please be sure to check that out. But what do you think? What questions do you have about the digital event guide? Please leave thoughts, questions, comments, and suggestions for future videos in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, you have no limits. Happy running.